My research project studies the ownership structure of firms around the world. There are three important trends in terms of ownership structure of corporations. The first trend is a greater presence of institutional investors as shareholders of corporations, such as mutual funds and pension funds. These institutional investors nowadays represent about 50% of the shares of publicly listed firms worldwide. A second trend is a greater presence of foreign investors as shareholders of corporations due to financial globalization. And the third trend is the rise of passive funds as shareholders, as investors have realized that active funds don't generate sufficient performance to pay for the fees. So investors are more and more investing in funds that just track indices. My project studies the implications for corporations of these three trends. And the main conclusion of the research is that foreign institutional investors are associated with companies that invest more, with companies that generate more employment, and companies that innovate more. They generate more patents and they invest more in research and development. The reason why is that foreign investors are more independent from the management of companies, so they do a better job in terms of monitoring the management, and these companies tend to have better corporate governance. They tend to have executive compensation, which is better aligned with the performance of the company, and also they are more likely to fire the CEO when the company has poor performance. So in conclusion, companies with a greater presence of foreign investors, they tend to be more efficient, have better performance, and generate more employment. My research has important policy implications, as nowadays there is opposition from politicians and from the public opinion against financial globalization, and basically my research shows that there's a lot of benefits to financial globalization.
Hello, my name is Joana Gonçalves de Sá, and I'm a professor at the Nova School of Business and Economics. We've recently been awarded an ERC starting grant, which is a big European funding to study how humans behave online. More importantly, how is it that we're making decisions in the context of fake news. Now we know that with the advent of the so-called digital revolution, all of our actions, or many of our actions, are being monitored. The things that we do on Facebook, how we move, and the Google Maps tracking our every step. And this gives a lot of potential for us to have better lives. It also gives us a lot of potential to understand how is it that people are making decisions at a big scale, not a very small sample or not very controlled experiments, but actually what people are doing in their real lives. And this is bringing great opportunities and also huge challenges. And one of them is exactly the sharing of fake news. So we've been targeted with misinformation, and we don't know how to separate the one that it's true from the one that it's false, and still we choose to share it. And we have a preference actually for fake news, we as humans, for fake news. So what we're going to be doing with this money is to study how people work, or people are making decisions online, on Twitter, on Facebook, and see why is it that some people are more prone to fake news, to sharing fake news or believing fake news than others. So we'll be studying human behavior and human psychology by observing large-scale decisions. It's as if we go from the microscope studying small particles or small viruses, and now we have this huge macroscope that can look at human behavior at a big scale. Now, of course, this also comes with very huge ethical concerns, and as part of FAIR, we'll be able to hire a very multidisciplinary team that understands computer science, that understands psychology, and that understands the ethical, mathematical parts that we have to do in computational parts to do this in an ethical and responsible way.